Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com, and one of the questions we get from a lot of our customers is, what's the difference of stance angle, stance width on your twin tip board, and what that might change in your riding style or your type of riding? So what I have here is a Crazy Fly shocks, and I'm going to give a little explanation a little bit on stance width. Now, the understanding about foot pads and straps, I'll tell you, the Crazy Fly is definitely one of our top favorites, mainly because of the foot pad buildup. These pads are built up, and the reason is they don't break down. Usually molded straps and pads break down, and these are some of our favorite. Now let me get back to the stance width and setup. What we want to talk about is on boards you will have different positioning. Stance width is measured from inside screw to inside screw. The Crazy Fly setup and most setups start, depending on if it's a girl's board or a kid's board. If it's just a standard board for the normal type guy riding, in most cases the inside to inside is 15 inches. 15 inches is a standard stance width. Now, what will change as you go wider? Most cases you get to, it's a personal preference of what you like. I tell people to change your stance width and bring it in close. The reason you bring it in close is also it changes the flex and the characteristics of the board. That's what a lot of people do not understand. As your stance width is narrower, the board has its natural flex and will actually flex down in the center of the board, and that's what makes a nice comfortable ride. The board will actually flex nicely down as it's designed to do. As you go out in width, it will decrease that load and start evening the load out, and it will flex less. So that's what you have to understand. A lot of people do not know that. As you go out to the wider stance, you will almost reverse the flex at many times. That's why some people who ride really hard, some of those young guys out there or the hardcore riders with a wide stance, will overload a standard build-up board. We push them normally to the Pro Tour, something that's built to take that load in that direction. As a wide stance, that's what it's built up for. So, as you go narrower, you'll get a nice smooth flex in that board. Most of boards are designed for the 15 or the 16-inch setup. So you got 15 inside to inside, the next one out goes up to 16 or near 17 sometimes, and then the next one you can go up to 18. As you go wider, it definitely puts more load on your legs and your knees. So I always tell everybody, if you're less than 6 feet, stick with the 15-inch. If you go up, go to the 16-inch. If you're right around 6 or plus, move out a little bit. But I tell you, it will change the whole flex and the ride of that board. Next is stance angle. Most straps and pads, some of them, allow you to change this angle in the pad. Now, what you'll come to find out is when you put your feet into the pad, you'll begin to lock them in as you're riding in one direction and then lock the other direction. This is what will change, and you'll feel a lot of these pads have these little lips on the back. So however the comfortable feels, that's the most important when you set up a stance angle. So stance angle, I usually set it at center to center and go from there. Change them a little and see if you like it. If your foot locks in a little bit better into the strap, most of them have this curve right around your arch of your foot. They also have these toe grips on here. So it's not a matter. It's real important about the angle. That's just your personal. But the stance width is very, very important, and play around with it. If a shop sets up your board, feel free to change those and understand that's what you need to do. A lot of them have them pre-set up. They don't look and they don't understand that it does factor in how much you weigh, how tall you are, and everything else. If you're a lightweight rider, bring those in, or it will feel like you're riding a rock. It'll put more flex into that deck. So, that's Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com. If you ever have any questions about how to set up something correctly for your weight, your riding style, and everything else, let us know. We'll make a video and we'll send it out. Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com.